Good morning, good afternoon, not good night, not good night yet. Welcome back to La Vida Baseball. Today we have Guillén, Oney Guillén, Ozzie Guillén. Welcome, guys, once again to this amazing show.
Welcome back to the studio, Ozzie Sr.
Yeah.
Happy out for a little while, but I'm back. Happy I'm back.
Well, it was fun seeing you doing your little tour around Latin America. A little bit of Panama, a little bit of Colombia. And it paid off. The first topic of today's game is Vaqueros de Monteria win the first, get the first chance to go and play in a Caribbean World Series. And Ozney Guillén, the youngest one out of your kids, gets to be the manager of the first team to represent Colombia in the Caribbean Series.
Well, it's, when you win Cup Championship in the United States and you see your kid have success in Winter League, first chance, it was special. It was very, very nice, very touchy. I started crying in the seventh inning.
Well, they had a huge lead in the seventh inning.
Well, the game was very close all the way to the seventh.
Okay.
Then it was a lot intense. I think people in Monteria respond very well. The fans did a tremendous job. And, the good thing about that team, right before the playoff, 5 players left. Obviously for different reasons. And I think also they stay with the kids, they believe in themselves, they not change anything. They played the game right and everything was clicking for them. You know what I mean? They did a couple good things, good pitching, and that's why they deserve the championship.
Oney, what kind of style do you think Ozney has as a manager?
Well, obviously, congratulations, and I know the Caribbean Series can't start soon enough. I'm sure, they're going to go out there and enjoy that good weather. But Ozney is fortunate enough to be able to do both. I feel like not only being bilingual, literally growing up in a major league clubhouse. I feel like he could do both as far as being more old school to say, and he also worked with the Astros this last year, so he has an analytical background. So, he's been very fortunate. It's not easy to win. I just hope that they appreciate it. It's a big accomplishment that he did. I think I don't know. I don't even believe that he thought he could do that in the beginning of the season. You know, I think it's something that just happened. It went along, and those players, the guys that he brought over from Venezuela, that's a huge, huge testament to Ozney that they were willing to go to another country, make less money, most likely, and play for him. I think that says a lot about the relationships that you build, because you don't win that without having imports that are, that are
and that's the
talent.
part that I found most interesting. Again, congratulations to Monteria. You are watching La Vida Baseball. Guillén, follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on all the socials. Is the fact that he put this team together with the front office, the general manager. He was running the baseball operations. He's not even 30 years old yet. And then I'm a firm believer that managing in winter ball gives you more credibility to managing in the big leagues, because you have to face challenges like my best player just left.
Yeah, it's a lot of moving pieces. It's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
Crazy, you ask me? Oh my God.
Well, you've managed both. You said the day-to-day was harder in winter ball than it was in the big leagues because of so many changes that happen on a day-to-day basis.
I will say this: whoever managed in the big league did not manage. When you go to one managing winter league, that's managing. Oh my God, because there's so many different moves. Different players, different roster, different everything. Or you win or you out.
Well, the good thing about Major League Baseball is that you have a general manager, you have a full staff. Your roster is your roster. Unless somebody gets traded or someone gets sent down, you always have to play.
It's very rare for stuff to happen. It's like in an MLB, 1 or 2 moves is a big deal. In winter ball, it's like a carousel every day. You don't know who's going to be up, who's going to be down, and you really have to be on top of your game.
I talked to Manny Acta. When you start the season in the United States, you might got 90% going to be a same team. But when I talked to Manny Acta, he said, Ozzie, to be a GM in Winter League, you got to build 4 teams all the way from the beginning to the Caribbean Series.
Yeah.
And that's not easy to do.
And you look at guys that have done it in the past. He said Manny Acta, Alex Cora, who's been in the news a lot lately. He was also involved.
Yeah,
in
the manager for the San Diego Padres, Luis Rojas.
So it is for the Mets. It is it is a step or a stepping stone.
No, I'm saying the new manager for the Padres managed in winter ball for 4 years.
Yeah,
so it is a stepping stone. That winter ball baseball is a way for Latin players and even I know DeFrancesco is one of the last candidates for the Mets, and he also managed in La Guaira. So it's a stepping stone for guys to go out there.
You got Jose Nazario saying, congratulations, like father, like son. Thank you, Jose. Really appreciate it. Does Ozney ask for any advice to either of you guys from a baseball standpoint, managing standpoint?
Not to me. I talked to him a little while. I said, listen, the Caribbean Series is something get used to.
Well, you played in it, never managed it.
Yeah, but I said, it's not easy. Planes, leave late. Your money's not there, the hotels, and you got to face so many difficulty. Sometimes you hate to go there. But the only advice is believe in yourself. Believe in yourself, believe in the players, because in the end of the day, Winter League, it will drive you crazy. And you will see stuff you never see before, and you will be disappointed, but you got to throw this thing away, because when you make the commitment to go to manage a Winter League, coach or play, it's not easy commitment. It's very, 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 very hard.
Yeah, especially to a
be.
place if you're not from a place, because he managed in Venezuela, but this is a completely different country, different city. You don't know your surroundings, so it's not easy. And kudos to everyone that does the winter ball stuff, because if you've seen it up close, it's not as easy as it is in MLB in the United States. It has difficulties because it's Latin America.
David Hammond says that the variables are much greater in winter ball, character builders of baseball. I completely agree.
Absolutely.
Back in the day, it was something of a stepping stone to leading into the major leagues. When you look at the history of the game, all the greatest managers in winning records all managed in winter ball. Something that players too as well.
Pete Rose,
it's something that we've gone completely away from it. So again, congratulations to Ozney. We will be at the Caribbean Series. We will be there. We will be covering the game.
You have to go.
I wish I ruptured a calf muscle, so
you don't have a calf muscle.
That's not part of the show.
You don't have a calf muscle.
I don't want to be in the Chicago weather. My birthday.
I think we have video. I think we have video of you tearing your calf muscle.
No, I don't know if that's possible. I'm like,
by the way, this
there
is
he is.
Yep. So I know I'm not faking it. They made me the Jordan face meme. I'm crying. It was painful, and I wish I could. Granted, it's snowing outside.
As your general manager,
I wish I could go to Puerto Rico.
If you have the calf, it's got a ragged half.
I got a huge calf.
Or Ozzie half. But you have a calf.
I got a real.
Yeah, but you have a calf like. I don't know. You can call the muscle.
Well, it helps.
You have nothing there.
Yeah, well, it is very painful.
I should have traded you in my men's league this year.
Oh, don't you do that. I'll be ready. If not, Jesse Menendez is going to take my spot.
So, again, swift recovery. We will be there. We'll be bringing you the best coverage of the Caribbean Series here on La Vida Baseball. It's an exciting week. It's Sox Fest is around the corner. We will be heading from there. Follow us on the social media. We have original content from not only the United States baseball, but from baseball all over the world. We are covering every spot at La Vida Baseball, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Watch us live. If you have not caught one of the shows and you want to check them out again, there are on demand all the Guilléns and all the shows on La Vida Baseball's family. So, guys. A lot of changes happened. Obviously, we don't need to revisit the scandal. Manfred has talked. Baseball's a lot of changes, but now we have three teams. One of them who has a manager. Let's start off with the Mets. Luis Rojas, Felipe Alu's son, is a new manager of the Mets. Ozzie, how did you view this move from going from Beltrán, a team that was basically not involved but was affected by all the changes that came from the suspensions, now moving forward to a manager who is much younger, but who's been in the franchise with them for 12 years?
Well, I want to see Beltrán managing. He's one of my friends. One of the guys I was watching him play for a long time. But if you're looking at managing experience and the way, Beltrán never managed in his life. It's not going to be the first time. I think right now.
At any level.
But right now they are in a better position because in the end of the day, Rojas was the one making the move for Beltrán. He's a coach. But I think right now, when you look in the big picture, Rojas don't have the name of Beltrán have, but I think he had the experience. I think he had the way to work with the players. He no because I don't have a name,
well,
I'm not going to be a good manager.
Yeah,
this kid's going to be.
I agree with that, but I also believe that the fact that he's coming from his father
Talk about family.
His family's literally like a legacy of not only Latin culture, especially Dominican culture. There's a lot of Latino players on that team. So obviously he was there on the Mets for a reason. The guy knows what he was an analytical coach, I believe, last year.
Yes.
He was part of the staff, and so Obviously, Carlos was their first plan. They got splashed, as we said. Now Rojas is coming in. Pretty decent team, great pitching staff.
Great one.
When you have a good pitching staff, you always have a chance. So it's not like he's going to be overwhelmed. He literally grew up also in a big league clubhouse. His family, his uncles, his brothers, everybody's been around the game. So it's nothing he hasn't seen before.
One second. Why, when they hire managers, they're now Latinos, we don't know who they are? We just coach. Now we're hiding a Latino guy. Like, who is this guy? I was reading MLB.
Well, they don't do their job.
No,
they're
like,
confused. By the way, the Rojas family,
Yeah.
the Alus and the Rojas are one and the same. It's
But
the
it's
same
funny,
last name.
Ozzie, because I was reading MLB. I go, stuff you have to know about Rojas. They don't say that to the rest of the manager.
You know, I thought it was funny that, and I love the Boone family. You know, when Aaron got hired, and obviously Aaron played a long time with the Yankees.
Yeah.
But everyone said, you know, Aaron's going to be the right guy for this job because he's been managing since he was a little kid. Well, it's the same situation.
It's
with the
literally
Mets.
the same thing.
Because playing and managing has nothing to do with one another.
No, absolutely. I mean, I just think that.
No, nowadays, no.
No, I just think it eases the transition. If you were to tell me, like, if they put you in a clubhouse, you'd have a clue of what to do.
Oh, they put him in a clubhouse. And that's something that I want to bring up. Like, he's not a Latino. Like, these guys are going to respect him even if they don't know him.
Absolutely.
Because, oh, wow, his
That's
father.
so-and-so's
That's
father.
so-and-so. And the years that he's put, you know, he managed in winter ball.
He paid his dues.
He paid his dues, and he
Like
kind of
his father did.
like his father did. And again, I think that it's a great story, a story that I think that out of all this chaos that came from the Mets situation, I think that they were forced to fire Carlos Beltrán. It literally has given them an opportunity to start fresh, and something that the owner wanted to make it a multi-year deal to know that this was their guy moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on that topic, Scott Anderson, do you think Hinch, Cora, or Beltrán will ever get another chance in baseball? And did you hear Mike Clevenger's statement? What do we guys think? I mean, speaking of the Mets, I mean, obviously they got splashed and they have a new manager. I wish I knew. I do personally think that those guys get, not all of them. I think Hinch comes back in the game, and I believe Beltrán will come back in the game.
Okay, wait a minute. Is that happening?
I know it's tough.
What do you mean?
It's tough.
Is that happening?
I believe so.
We had to go out there and strike.
Yeah, you should
Because
protest.
what's the difference between all three? I don't want to talk about race.
Because
I don't want to talk about races.
Right, because
White, black,
because I also
Latino.
think,
But
Beltrán's Latino.
One guy
as well.
could be
And
better than another.
I also think Beltrán gets another shot.
No, I don't think Bertie's going to get another shot.
Well, first of all, does Beltrán want another shot? This was his dream job. He doesn't need to manage for financial reasons either.
Did he work for the Yankees?
He was a consultant.
Right. The Mets were obviously, he played there for a long time.
Like, will he manage
the
Baltimore Orioles?
Scott is asking if they're going to go back in baseball.
That's what I'm saying. I think they go back in baseball. I
Yes.
think managing-wise, though, here's my issue.
I think A.J. Hinch gets a job.
If A.J. Hinch, this is my issue, though. As a manager, and this is my issue with this, I think that they all deserve, I'm a believer of second chances because I've gotten second chances in my life. I think that right now they need to go on a PR campaign to kind of reform their their images. I think they all deserve to be back in the game. I don't think anybody deserves to get banned. I think they deserve to probably work back in baseball at any level.
After they serve their suspension.
After they serve their suspension.
Hey, Pete Rose is not there yet.
But
Barry Bonds is not there yet.
Pete was banned for life. But here's the question.
What's the difference with what Pete did and what these guys did?
But that's a different topic. We're talking about them as managers. The reason I don't think none of them should manage, starting by A.J. Hinch, is because you let this happen when you were a manager. So you could be great on the field, but you running a clubhouse, this is the person that lost the clubhouse the most. If he had no idea what was going on, you let guys do whatever they wanted in the clubhouse. This is just as
It was a wild west.
It was a wild west. This is worse than eating chicken.
The funny thing, because we have media, very top media people.
Buster Oney said that he should go manage the Mets.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
No,
it is.
So they're basically saying there's a double standard with A.J.
no,
Hinch and
yeah.
those guys.
Why is it yes.
So we will wait and see what happens.
But Beltrán, I think that he'll get another shot. I don't know if he wants another shot.
That's also a good point. Also made a lot of. We still don't know what the penalty is for Alex Cora from our good friend Lou Manny Rosario. No, we don't, Lou, and we are waiting.
And we're waiting
because nobody wants to see it. I don't think anyone deserves a lifetime ban, not even Pete.
Yeah.
If it comes out that maybe Alex Cora, since he's a two-time offender, he gets suspended for 2 seasons. Maybe he gets to 1 season.
And the other part that's very interesting is, guys, go read the affidavit Major League Baseball made it very clear that the Astros were cheating in 2018 and 2019 using the cameras for stealing signs. They weren't doing El Zafacón. They weren't doing the garbage can, but they were doing other things.
I think that's a misconception then, because what Manfred is saying, it was an organizational thing.
Yeah, it's not a player. It's a whole organizational thing. That's why Lunhao
got released.
Got released, and we have reports of players saying that they had been reporting this since 14, and that's the situation. On the Red Sox job, okay, new general manager. Okay, they're in a situation of they just lost a guy that they believed in. World Series right away. But after 1 year, last year was a horrendous year for them, even though they had a lot of wins and they were over by 500. But at the level of Boston, it's a fail. I think Alex was already in the hot seat regardless of the situation.
I said that on the show. I said it like 3-4 weeks ago.
And I wanted him to do well because I knew that he was in the hot seat because of the new general manager. That job, Ozzie, how intriguing is that job? Is it worth it? Do you go in and say, I want a multi-year deal? How do you manage that situation in Boston, following someone like Alex as a manager?
Well, it's kind of hard. It's kind of easy because I know for a fact they have miscommunication in the clubhouse with Alex. Now I think it's going to be easier for them to see, well, we want a new manager. Now they have opportunity to have a new one. But who's going to come in? It's not going to be easy. Managing the Red Sox is not easy.
Expectations are always high.
Expectations are always high.
Very high.
But I think the bench coach, Ronick?
Your old teammate, Rick.
Rick will be a great candidate, but he was part of the team in 18. So
yeah,
I think
know
they're
those
waiting
guys.
for the, but I think that they're waiting for the answer on.
Well,
I think they won't make a decision
that's exactly
until
the
Alex
point.
gets
That's exactly the
suspended.
point. Any guy that goes into the Mets, Boston, or Houston,
He had to be a veteran.
They have
to me, he had to be a veteran guy.
Anybody that comes in, they have to answer these questions about the cheating scandal
every day.
Every day, from spring training all the way.
No, if you want to.
Well, you can't say, "Well, I'm not going to answer that. I wasn't here."
No, I said it's not. I'm done with that. You know how to go out.
Well, reporters are going to be on guys.
I said, good. I said, listen, you know what? You're going to talk to me about my team.
Not the scandal.
I don't care about that. I just got here. Or whatever it is, whatever happened in the past.
Well, if any of those teams start off losing, other than the Mets, if the Astros and Red Sox start losing, they're going to have to answer more questions.
Here's a question.
There's going to be a ton of media pressure.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. I wanted to talk. Obviously, we look at this from a PR standpoint. Everybody looks at it from a PR standpoint. Houston's looking from a PR standpoint. Boston. But let's be honest. This is Major League Baseball. This is baseball. It's a game. It's decided on wins and losses. In the clubhouse with the players. These guys are going out to play. No one's going to suspended. They have immunity, so get over it. World Series is the Astros. It's already said and done. It's over. These guys are going to play in 2020. As a manager, as a former player, how do you put this behind you and say, okay, guys, because now it's them against the league. Every stadium they walk into, they're going to get booed. When they get drilled, when do they retaliate and say, okay, do we get one per game? We'll let them have a little freebie. As a manager, how do you deal with that of you have to play a season next year?
Forget about what happened the year before. You have a meeting with the players. You have a meeting with the PR department. Say, listen, we're not going to deal with this day in and day out. Players, you guys take whatever you guys want. That's up to you guys. But when they come with those questions, you want to respond. That's good for you, but it's over with. Because the game going to continue.
Yeah, the game's going to go on regardless.
And besides that, the player had to be aware everywhere they go.
They're gonna get asked.
The fans gonna be on them.
Yep.
Very bad. Well, you know how they forget that?
By winning.
That's it. You start winning,
well,
people are gonna forget about it.
It's like Mr. Crane said, because he wasn't very happy with the answers because the public did not buy Altuve and Bregman's and Reddick the way they responded. Mr. Crane was not happy with it. Basically, they showed no remorse. They didn't basically feel they weren't sorry. They said that come spring training, they're going to address this issue as a team. They're going to apologize because Mr. Crane knows we have to do some public.
But who going to do it?
Them, the team.
They might do it as a team.
They're going to do it as a team.
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet because they said they're going to address it.
They're going to say a no?
No. They're going to say they want people want fans. We want them to say, "I'm sorry, I messed up, we cheated, have remorse, contrition, all those things." That's what the public wants.
But they're handling it they want to handle it as a team, which I understand.
Well, yeah, because they handled it wrong with the fan fest that happened in Houston. The owner was not happy with what they did. That's why he's coming out and saying this. He basically told players, don't say anything. We're going to address as a team, but you're going to say sorry.
Yeah.
You're not just going to go away and say, oh, the commissioner did his report. No.
By the way,
you have to say sorry.
Two key players there. That's it.
Well, but yeah, Correa has to speak. All of them have to
be together.
But they want to do it as a team, and I agree that they should do it as a team because they cheated as a team.
But they had to do it.
We got David Hammond brought up a point about his question was that we had up a little earlier was talking about the whole allegation that players took immunity. They did.
It's easier to get. Hey, let's all players get together and let's throw one of the coaches under the bus.
I don't think Major League Baseball said we're going to throw coaches under the bus. I think they said you guys have immunity. They didn't tell them who else had immunity. Just tell us what happened.
Right. So the players basically said this is what happened. He got his report.
When I was managing, I told Kenny Williams.
Made his decision.
I told Kenny and told Jerry, say why coaches and managers and people in the front office or whatever, they don't have a union.
They're not protected.
Why they're not protected? And Jerry told me, don't go there.
That's a sensitive subject.
Don't go there. I said, why? I said, we don't have no protection. You know me. I said, you can do whatever, like the way the Marlins did it to me. They made me pay $150,000 for
the
why?
Comments.
If I was a player would say, he ain't paying nothing. He will apologize. He will say, I'm sorry, whatever people thought I bluffed Fidel. But they take money away from me, and I couldn't say anything.
Yeah, but players and coaches are, players are top. Coaches and managers, they are replaceable.
Oh, replaceable, no one.
Yeah, because
and it's funny because players eventually become coaches and managers.
Right.
Well, they're in the past now.
In our game, that's the way it is until something changes. Coaches, we don't even know how much coaches make. That's how big of a mystery it is.
Be honest with you, Oney. No matter how much they make, they don't make enough.
And they're still underpaid.
They don't make enough.
Of course, because people don't see how much time these guys put in. And going back to David's question, they got immunity. Commissioner brought his report, and that's what happens. It's easier to fire a coach. It's easier to fire a manager. You're never going to see a team going, Altuve, Correa, Bregman, you guys are gone. Never going to happen.
No, but we might see guys get traded because they're not fitting into the culture of what Mr. Crane wants to do. He is the general manager, president, owner right now. He is wearing all the hats. You are watching Beaten Guillén on La Vida Baseball. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, MySpace if you're still on that social media. It is Beaten Guillén, Ozzie Guillén Jr., Oney Guillén, and Ozzie Guillén. We're discussing all the topics at the top of the hour right here. Ozney Guillén going all the way to the Caribbean Series. We have been talking about the Astros. We've been talking about the Red Sox and the Mets. Luis Rojas being hired, a great story. And the job that's up for grabs, the Astros, which I still think, in my opinion, is still the best team on the paper. I think it's a team that if they get it together, I still think
it's got to be. I believe. I know I saw Dusty and Buck and Gibbons. I think it's got to be a veteran guy.
Dusty Baker.
Yeah, it's got to be a veteran. But maybe this will be Dusty's chance to finally get a ring. But he's had no luck.
Swag out. I like Dusty. Dusty's got that swag.
And like you said, it's a culture thing. They're going to go in there and say, it's us against the world. Let's go get them. Everybody hates us.
But
that's how it
that's part of the game.
They won't be the first, and they
it's
won't
not
be
part
the
of
last.
the game cheating. It's part of the game to hate a team.
Well, now the whole league hates you now.
By the way, now I don't know though. Like now people, a lot of people are like, hate's a strong word. Clevenger, okay? So Clevenger, they have this Clevenger Bauer. I don't know. All these players have these these media companies now that they've created, and he was getting a tattoo on the interview, and he laid into the players really, really hard from the Astros about how they couldn't look him in the eyes and be in the same field as him, and because of their cheating and whatnot. And he was a guy that's made it very vocal. We've seen former players like Pedro Martinez calling out fear. So the emotions in Major League Baseball are running wild.
You know what? This is this thing like El Gordo y la Flaca.
Like a gossip.
El Gordo y la Flaca.
TMZ Sports.
Just get it done with. Manfred already did what he had to do. They're going to deal with because we know what it's good for us. We can talk about that every day.
Yeah,
it's great.
But meanwhile,
I'm annoyed by it. I want the Alex. Alex suspension to come through and just deal with it.
You don't like the entertainment that's going on with the Twitter and the players?
Well, I think it's good, but it's not good.
That's one thing
If I was a player,
I
it's not good for the game.
It's not good for the game.
I think it's great. I disagree. I think it's great for the game. I think it's more like the NBA. That's why people love the NBA. That's what people want to see. They want to see players telling players, hey, baseball is so stuck in this archaic thinking. I love the fact that players are going after each other. If Trevor Bauer wants to say that, why not? If he's doing it,
yeah. But you're allowed to do that. But in the meanwhile,
no, I'm talking about more. I don't care less of the players. I was talking about more about the media, like me getting asked, like if I'm the Oakland Athletics, okay, and I'm their best pitcher,
Mike Friars or what?
Well,
Mike Friars
that's why they're not in the playoff. That's why they haven't won the World Series, because he's their best pitcher. But that's a different story. But ask me one time, I can say I'm upset. I make my statement, but don't ask me every single time I go play one of these teams. Like, what do you think about this? What do you think about? It's just really annoying.
Well, that's the day and age that we live in. This isn't not 1983. Everyone now has a phone, so they're gonna ask questions about it every time. Every time the Astros go into another city, guess what? They've never been there this year. They're going to have to talk about it.
I agree. No, but I mean as the other players. I mean like everyone else. Like,
I don't think it's going to happen, though.
As Sox fans, players
yes,
are getting asked.
Exactly.
As Sox fans, they were asking players, what do you think about this? And
Exactly.
Like,
because the Astros play in the West. As soon as they go to the Central, they go to the East, they go to interleague play, guess what? Those reporters haven't had you in front of them, so they're going to have to ask. They're going to have
How
to
embarrassing is it for the Oakland Athletics if they don't win the division?
I don't think. I mean, they have a good.
You wouldn't be embarrassed if you were wearing a uniform and you were the manager of the Oakland Athletics and they do not win that division versus Houston. You guys would not be embarrassed.
I mean, it would hurt because you're like, wow.
I'm looking forward to Bregman's first bat.
They still beat us, and they're not cheating this year. So that's what they're still good.
I think they're a good ball club.
They're still good. But I don't know. I've never gone a hit with like that much pressure on me. They have to like really like. It's gonna take a lot of getting used
to. You're going to New York. What did you think the first question? How you like to have a pre-strike?
Exactly. No. And now we maybe know why Garrett Cole was so adamant about taking his jersey off. As soon as he got off the field into the clubhouse, if you guys don't remember, he was like, "Get this jersey off me."
Yeah, he was. And again,
he's like, "I am no longer an employee of this team."
But I think
maybe he didn't like what was going on.
This is the thing, though, and it's something
well,
that
why if you don't like it? Why you not say something?
Well, he's a part of the team. He's like, let me get out of here
because it's old culture.
Exactly. You're not supposed to.
By the way, Mike
out.
Fears, I don't care how anybody wants to put it.
He did the right thing.
He did the right thing in the eyes of the world, just like Jose Canseco did. In the baseball world,
it looks bad.
I think that it's going to be a little awkward for him to walk in places.
I don't think Pedro's in any position to. Okay, he passed judgment, but he was also teammates with guys that have been caught with.
I agree.
With stuff.
I agree.
It's like, what really, Pedro? Like, come on. You've been in the clubhouse.
And again,
those depends how you look at it, because Pedro says...
You're not an angel.
Like, whatever's happening in the clubhouse...
Stays in the clubhouse.
Stay in the clubhouse. If you have something to say, why you don't say it right away? I mean, that's
my whole thing is, I'm waiting for Fears to make a substantial donation and all the Astro players, because you got World Series shares. So you can pick some money from the Dodgers and give it to them, or give it to donate it, sell your ring, raise money.
Okay,
Hold on. Raise money. I'm saying Fears, if you believe that, raise money for a cause, sell your ring.
See, this is the problem with America. You can't tell the truth.
No.
You get in trouble. Fears told the truth.
Yeah, but then don't. But if you feel that was so heavily you have to tell the truth, then don't gain any benefit from it.
Okay, well, granted, I don't know how much money made.
Speaking about,
you can't tell the truth. You get in trouble.
Speaking about controversies,
this guy knows.
Talking about us. Speaking about controversies and guys who are controversial, this is not one of them. I think that the guy who's made the best turnaround of his career ever and gives hope to guys of like AJ Hinch and Alex Cora and Carlos Beltrán. Alex Rodriguez, the face of Sunday Night Baseball, is now a chairman and co-owner of Pitch Dominican. To pitch the Dominican beer to the masses of La Presidente. One of your favorite beers,
They're all my favorite beers, but I love Presidente.
Yeah.
Presidente is the best.
As long as they're cold, I drink them.
I'm from Venezuela. I think Polar is a great beer, but no one beat Presidente in Latin America. Sorry.
So if Alex can do it, they all can do it. Right?
He's the president and a co-owner of a beer.
You know how that happened?
Well, these guys aren't dating.
This guy is very smart. This guy's into the money thing.
Yeah, he's in Shark Tank.
He's always think about different than anybody else. The only thing Alex Rodriguez did wrong. To me, he was cheating on in himself. I don't think he cheated on the game.
He got suspended 1 year.
Yeah, but everything off the field Alex does,
It's pretty good.
I tip my hat to it. Oh my God!
Yeah.
I'm not an Alex fan, but this man, he can be the smartest man ever wear uniform baseball.
America is a land of second chances and a land of opportunity. That's why
Really?
we all come here. Yes, because you work on TV. Everybody. I mean, look at the panel of Fox. One guy is an admitted steroid user. The other one got a bullet put through him, and the other one's Pete Rose. So it's like those three guys are on the panel. So if those guys can get on the panel, then there's a chance for everyone. Alex Cora didn't hurt anybody. Physically hurt anybody. Neither did AJ Hinch. This is a game that we all love. Their integrity got compromised. They made a mistake. They should be allowed to come back and make amends and say sorry like everyone else. Will they?
I want to
We'll
talk
see.
to Presidente. I want to talk to them about how they're going to grow their brand. I want to talk to them about creating a Presidente 0-0
I'll
like
tell you,
Heineken does.
I tell you what's the first line of duty. They're going to get a video with J-Lo. Probably wearing
They
something.
did it. They already
probably
did.
wearing something very skimpy. And she says,
No.
I love Presidente.
No.
And all the little J-Lo fans will drink it and say, thank you, Alex.
No.
This is all, it's all marketing.
Believe me, Alex will make a ton of money.
Absolutely.
So do you think
because-
that gets him back into the media changing and the way that he is viewed in baseball? Do you think this gets him into the Hall of Fame?
No.
2 days ago, I would have said no. But now that Bonds and Clemens are at 60%, 65%, I'm starting to change my thinking.
Do you think they get in? Do you think Bonds and Clemens get in eventually?
They don't need that much more to get in. Are they
Right.
going to leave him around there?
Yeah.
I think writers are starting to change the way they think. But I never would have thought that Bonds and Clemens. And by the way, Bonds and Clemens.
By the way, if you take
historically
away
the best.
if you take away the years that they thought that they started using after that,
They were always
they were Hall of Famers before
Right.
that.
So these guys are at 60%.
Including A-Rod.
They're at 60% right now. Alex Rodriguez, if you look at his numbers, he's oh my God. So I do feel like eventually that these guys are going to get in the Hall of Fame. The only thing that will get them from not getting in the Hall of Fame is that if like a guy like that didn't vote for Jeter, someone like that's like, I don't like you personally, but I think it's
In
changing.
Derek Jeter's words, we focus on the positive and the 97% per towel vote that we get. We do
Right.
not focus on the
Okay,
negative.
I have a question. People say, "Oh, Derek Jeter, is that make any difference? Make more money or
you
the
think
speech
he
go
cares?
different?"
No.
He's already in.
No, I just think it's like a.
You can't sell unanimous
You
shirts.
can't sell like I was the only one that that got in. This is my thing about it. I only feel like it should be unanimous if you were the best player at your position. No doubt. That's why Mariano who's the best closer of all time?
Mariano Rivera.
Mariano Rivera.
Okay, but if I ask you who's the best shortstop of all time, you go
Wait, defensively or
a
offensively?
shortstop, player, everything,
Oh,
everything.
I
go-
only judge guys now that I watch.
Okay, but my point is that if you can't say
Yeah.
this guy was the best without any questions or any doubt, then
Well, it's like when I made my La Vida lineup and they were mad that I didn't have Roberto Clemente in right field.
right. So
He
it's
was
all
better players than Roberto.
and answer David's question. David Hammond's a good loyal friend to the show. He's wondering if are guys going to be
Yes,
brawling.
Bobby. Yes, Bobby. I love you.
Are guys
There's a
going
lot
to
of
be
players better
brawling, or are they
players.
going to do more like A-Rod and the Dempster thing? I don't think there's going to be a lot of brawls.
I don't think guys fight anyways.
No,
I think the guys in Houston they're gonna get
I think
hit
maybe
and they're gonna
one-
go.
I think maybe-
No, I'm saying and they're just again Houston has to do something about it. They might just go to first base.
I think maybe one.
Why
or
they
two
going to hit them?
saying like, "Hey, you cheated. We're gonna hit you." And I think those guys will probably, take their base, like Marisnik
By the way,
did.
do you want to hit them? They all run well. Let's steal second.
No, but
That's
yeah, but-
1-0 game.
Well, that thing is over. I think you
Yeah, I don't think that's a smart idea.
Wait a minute. If I'm managing the Houston Astros, if you hit a guy what they did in the past, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to wait for you to come to the plate.
And hit you.
And I'm going to drill you. You know why? Because that should stay in the past.
Yeah.
And I think and I really think you should turn the page. I like you do it, but you're gonna do it in the moment.
Oh, by the way,
like if
I'm gonna
if
hit
Danny
you, I say-
Farquhar or one of the
Yes.
guys like, oh, you're hitting trash cans, I'm gonna drill you. I would have been
Like
totally
if they're caught relaying signs now, old school style,
They-
like at second base.
they should get hit.
Okay, by the way,
Right.
have a question. When the guy tipping his pitches, that's not cheating. It's tipping his pitches. Fast forward.
That's his other pitchers.
I have a
know what he's
question.
doing.
I have a question. The other match, they don't know, or they couldn't find out like, that was a good pitch. They're not swinging that pitch.
Well, I hope they would. They're managers in the big league level.
And they should.
They should.
But I tell you what, when Jose Contreras was pitching, when he was throwing four ball and Jose Contreras was throwing ball, a good pitch to swing and you don't, something's wrong. something wrong, and you're gonna tell me nobody in that staff or any staff of baseball can figure out why they not swing those pitches, or they're too busy in the computer looking at stupidities.
You know what's surprising about that? Speaking, we were talking about him. I was surprised that Jeter's not a big analytical guy.
But this is the thing, though. This is a whole confusion you guys have with analytics. This is something.
Analytics.
But hold on.
I'm with, and I love it.
No, but you guys are
don't win
confused.
games.
By the way, this is a confused. Analytics are used. Derek Jeter's using it to build the team beforehand. No one's using analytics in the game, actual game. Like no one's putting a.
No, because they were discussing his my favorite player, Derek Jeter moment when they overthrew 2 cutoff men in Oakland. That's an unbelievable. That is an unbelievable play. Anybody that plays shortstop knows that it's an unbelievable play.
He was out of position too.
No, he wasn't. He is a track. He just clicked on it, but that's called being in the game. You don't teach that.
No, you learn that.
You know what I love about Derek Jeter? He waited till his career was over to get married.
Well, that's what makes him great, too.
My hero. My hero.
Oh, here you are on Vida Baseball watching the Guillén show. Oney, Ozzie, myself. Packed show today. We bring in everything that we can. Sox Fest with the 108 crowd. Ozzie will be joining there later. So that's why we pushed the show an hour today. So thank you to the team. But Rod Manfred and Major League Baseball have decided to have robo umps in spring training. What do you guys make of this and the robo umps behind the plate? So I'm going to give you guys a little perspective real quick. So do you guys realize that in the rule book of baseball, a ball does not have to land in the strike zone.
It goes over the plate.
It just has to nick it. So you can throw a 12-6 curveball, and if it grabs the bottom of the plate,
that's a strike.
Legally in the rule book, it's a strike. But no one calls it that way. So these computers are going to the legal way.
So basically, what the league's been trying to do is make games faster. Okay. They're trying to find different ways.
You know how you make game faster?
So what? Those strikes.
Get better pitching.
No, so that's that. If what you're saying is true,
there's gonna be a lot more strikes.
There's gonna be a lot more strikes.
Yes.
So that means, all you want is for them to get it right. But I like the fact that umpires have their own zones. I like the fact that umpires fight with the player and the hitter. I like that.
What are you telling the umpires right now? If you umpire right now,
the umpire's gonna be like,
what? Really? And that bad?
How it works is I don't
know how.
No, how it works is they call in, the ball goes in, boom, and then there's somebody telling the umpire ball or strike, and then he calls it.
Like
so when the guy goes to argue, umpire goes, don't look at me.
Go upstairs.
Go argue with the computer. I just feel like it takes
Who's going to run those computers? A guy from Harvard?
No,
never played the game?
No, a robot.
Yeah, but somebody got to tell the guy strike, ball.
So
they're not going to cheat.
So basically, you would have saved, if he would have managed in this day and age with robots, he would have saved so much money from you. All you got tossed was for ball and strikes. You would have been like, hey, what is that? I'd be like, Ozzie, don't argue. It's the robot.
My fear is the whole cheating thing. You get the balls and strikes on a robot. You get to hack it, the technology-wise. You get to play it around.
Yeah. Get some guy that's a big hacker and says, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
We need more walks this inning. Boom, 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 boom.
Who are you going to put in jail? The computer?
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Don't hide anything in your iCloud.
I will find out. Okay, who's the robot guy? Who's going to tell me? Say, Papi, we need to win this game today.
Yeah.
Okay?
Make it more. I just think that, they're trying to make the game faster. But
play 7 innings.
Yeah, they're gonna get guys on second next for the extra innings.
Okay, how about this one?
That's hard.
You play 7 innings and that's it. The game will be very fast. Because nowadays the guy only pitched 5 innings.
These are Canadian rules.
Yeah. Now the game.
Major League Baseball. Let's do this on Sundays. We'll play 7. See how that goes. You do it in the minor leagues. You play doubleheader. You play full squad and then 7.
I don't know. I like the game the way it is.
Lay the game alone. The people complain about how long the games take. The people like me working in the booth, fans never ever complain how long they.
But you should cover basketball. If you have an issue with the length of baseball, go broadcast a basketball.
Yeah, but funny that because I never hear the guy go, "Oh man, this game is so." Yes.
First of all, if the Orioles
our good buddy Phil said robots are people too, guys. I said, robots will take over. We're here. This is 2020. We're here. They want to give technology a shot. Look what technology's done to the game. Look at all this stuff. It's technology.
The
So these robots,
cheating thing.
these guys are going to be very upset when they're getting called strikes at their eyes. Like, hey, the ball went over the plate.
So would it reduce controversies, or do you think it increases it?
No, I think
I don't think it happens.
I think it is going to happen. I think
it is happening.
I think
It's
hitters.
training.
Yeah, hitters were going to have to adjust, and you're going to have to.
By the way,
deal with it.
What did he say 2 years ago when I said that players were gonna have to face 3 batters?
Yeah, he's like, that would never happen. Caesar Manuel, they used them in the Arizona Fall League, and it sucked. What happened if you get hacked? Well, exactly. So if you're like Caesar, if you're like a purist fan, you're not going to be a fan of it. If you're a hitter and you've been trained your whole life, like this is a strike, this is a ball, it's going to take a lot to get used to. But it's the way we're going now, and that's the way it is, and we just got to deal with it.
Indeed.
No,
right?
I not agree with that. I think baseball runs stuff out of hands. They will now do everything so fast and so stuff.
Ozzie wants no robots.
No. Why?
Yeah.
If I was umpire,
And you know,
I will be very upset about
It
this.
kind of takes away your job. Like if you're like usually you're like a crew chief, he's so and so is behind the plate.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal. You're like, hey, I got the plate today. You know, this is what it is. I'm an offensive guy.
I think
that's not gonna
I think that the way you make umpires better, you need to make them accountable.
That's it.
Make it accountable.
That's it. Hey, Mr. Wolf, or hey,
'Cause they have gotten better with
Mr.
Twitter.
Angel Hernandez, you had a bad game. Well, guess what?
You going.
You're not doing the next game.
That's it.
You're suspended one game. Why?
Not
Because
one game. Not one game. The umpires love that.
well, whatever the suspension.
No, whatever. If you, I think for me it would be great if they said who should do the playoffs. They should have a system. Who had the best season? So and so had 90%.
And make it public. And make it
public. Exactly.
I don't know because they told me Angel Hernandez he went in the playoff in the World Series, and when you see Angel. He's not the best umpire in baseball.
Angel sued Major League Baseball to get himself
well,
into
I just
the
think
World
that's how it
Series.
should be. There should be accountability for umpires, just like players. If you're not good at your job, you will pay the price.
Yeah,
that's it. I agree with that. I just feel like they're taking away, the umpires, their gut, their instincts. So let's see how these robots. Let's not diss the robots until we see them. I have to see them.
I have a question. What they do with the fines when they fine you? You got kicked out of the game. No, what they do with the money you pay the league?
I don't know. I think they might have done it.
Maybe they have a
If anybody can send me a
check or a receipt.
Like takes like, hey, they're doing this for a charity.
Yeah.
For a charity event.
The money I find my players in my men's league is for a team party that we hold afterwards. That would probably like to get sponsored by Presidente for my players, even though I don't drink.
Alex, read the Wikipedia. How you call that?
Wikipedia page.
Wikipedia page, Alex.
Yeah, you were a big fan of Wikipedia. You're a big fan of Presidentes.
Okay, Alex.
That's how you dealt with your losses.
I don't want money. I want take care of my refrigerator.
I
want to pack.
I think paying you might be better.
I'm sure you will go. You'll be fine. There might be Presidente for you at Sox Fest. That's already in town.
Being Guillén, I was excited. So
they'll have plenty of drinks there at Sox Fest.
Being Guillén here on La Vida Baseball. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Send us your questions, your polls that you want to see. Let us know what you guys are thinking. So fan fests are happening all over the league. It's usually the worst weather in the East Coast and in the Midwest. That's what I associate Fan Fest with. But it's a time of excitement. What does Fan Fest mean to teams going into a season, even if your team's good or if your team's like not a very good team?
I think it's optimism. It is a chance for you haven't seen your teammates in 3-4 months. Fans get very excited to see guys, new stars, older managers. So it's like I've always felt like it's like the season is here. Like, hey, we're about to get going, guys. Obviously, I went as a kid and as a fan. I thought it was exciting because we all love baseball season. Baseball season means good weather.
Yeah.
So I know that for my dad, it's probably different as a manager, as a player. You had experienced both. Sox Fest is, what does it mean to you? What is it,
Oh, I love it. You go back to the fans. You get close to the fans. You can talk with the fans. I think everything is a great hope. Last night we were there. Yeah, it's like, wow, get the trophy out.
Right.
I like to call it like an alumni hangout reunion because a lot of the former players come, but it's a good time for fans to see the older players. But obviously now you're invited, but you're also the media. Yesterday people were excited. We had video of it in the social media. You got a great reception. I
always do.
You always do.
Yeah. I mean,
thank God.
Did you ever get booed in a Sox Fest?
No.
No.
You know why? Because when we do the Sox Fest, They used to be calling the caravan.
Speaking of, I'll give you an update from Twins Fest. Scott Anderson, say hi to my cousin Ade there and Donaldson. Big signing for the Twins.
Where's the umbrella? Signing. Where's the umbrella?
Bomba Squad's gonna make it rain this year.
But now it changed. Before we gotta go driving to Peoria.
To meet the fans.
To meet the fans. They didn't even know who we was.
Yeah.
John Madal, Ozzie Guillén, Roberto
Hernandez. When you were a player.
Yeah.
And what were you guys drinking on the vans?
Oh, we drank
Gatorade.
Well, you know what? You know what was my driver? Now he's Dan Fabian. Dan Fabian was my driver. Now he's a big shot for the Red Sox.
Basically, Fans Fest has changed a lot, but you have to understand this.
I love it. I like
For all
it.
the fans out there of our show, we love you guys.
Like
fans are paying their hard-earned money. Parents are paying their hard-earned money to go to a hotel to get a handshake, to get an autograph, to take a picture.
Well, that's why I'm so nice when they're there. Like last night,
last night I think it like hour and 30 minutes.
And pictures. I believe that this is one of those few times. It is a lot easier to get a guy to sign autographs, take pictures at one of these fan fests than it is a game.
It is because
it's
at the
way
game,
easier.
I think at the game they feel like they're at work.
Exactly.
But I love it. So I'm on Twitter. We got David Hammond says, with the new protective netting, is it rare chance to meet your hero? Oh,
it's true because now stadiums, you don't have that interaction.
About the old stadium, you walk through people.
And you not anymore.
Now, not there.
They don't even have that. So I think that
guys don't go to bars anymore.
Well, yeah, because too much trouble. Your phone, their phone, a guy can't
Every
get
day.
drunk. Yeah. So guys are more precautious. I think. So I think now with the Sox Fest or any fest that's going on, it's a chance for fans to get closer to their favorite player.
So I like the fact that the season tickets for the White Sox. So it doesn't matter what kind of package you have. They had like a VIP for the people who obviously have Bergen. But if you get like 10 games, you were invited to this party.
Yeah, I saw my dad yesterday. The new Nike.
Oh, I loved it. So the fans. So people are coming up to me and saying, "Oh, we love La Vida Baseball.
How about this?
We love the fact you have a show."
This is so crazy about fans. I even know they had Nike logo on it.
Yeah,
and the guy go, "I like the Majestic better." I even what you talk about?
And he wore a jersey for like 30 years. Yeah, it used to be Majestic.
Yeah.
No, it's funny because one guy go to take a picture with me. Go, "How you like the Nike shirt?" I go,
he had no idea.
I have no idea what. No, yeah. The guy told me, "Oh, I like the Majestic." They was doing a tremendous job. I said, "Listen, you know what? They weigh like this."
That Nike.
Well, it's very good. I think it's a great jersey for guys to wear. It's very light. I was touching. So we got Rafael Rivera, Ozzie. We need you at manager for the lovely Red Sox. Well, they got a call. If they don't have our numbers, they can hit Ozzie up at
La Vida social media.
La Vida social media. La Vida's going to act as Ozzie's go-to between general managers and teams.
So do you feel on our term of Sox Fest? Do you feel like the optimism is warranted? They did spend money, so I feel like that's why that Sox Fest is sold out. So
I don't think it's World Series Adam Dunn signing craziness. Again, from the event yesterday, I think the fans that were there were very knowledgeable. I think that Jason Benetti and Steve Stone and Ozzie and the media did a good job to make it about the players and not make it about we're going to win the World Series. It was more about like getting guys to adapt and showing them to the fans. So I think that aspect of it, I haven't seen like, let's drink the Kool-Aid, we're going to win 100 games. It's like, we have a competitive team. We should be in the hunt. We should be playing meaningful games in September. And I think that's we got the 108 guys, Section 108 from Twitter. Right. And then you get to start meeting all the Twitter guys. And I think that the guys that really follow the Sox in depth, except Chuck Jimenez, he thinks we're going to win the World Series.
My dad's buddy, he's a big fan.
Chuck Jimenez.
Do you feel like, in all honesty, the Sox, they can't be much worse. They won 72 games last year. They're going to be better than last year. They have to be.
Wow. That's why last night when I was talking, I said, you know what, guys? We're going to have great ball club. But just sit down and relax.
Manage.
Because we have a lot of games to cover.
Yeah.
To get to the hump.
Yeah, manage your expectations.
Yeah. Well, I think that the hardest thing is this, and again, I think I've been around such great teams. We were talking about the 1990s, about the great White Sox teams, of how many games wins they had, and Tom Paciorek talked about it in 91 or 90, they won 91 games. So the White Sox could go out and win 95 games and still not make the playoffs.
Yes.
You have to. So that
Rick, can happen.
But Rick said that if he doesn't make the playoffs, he'd be disappointed.
But that's good though because his job is to win. So I agree with that.
So his expectations are very high.
But they should be for him. He's the manager.
Okay.
I agree with Rick, but I'm saying like you can make the playoffs and win 80 games. So for the Sox, it's like let's win as many games as possible, and we're in this window, and let's beat our opponent head to head. Which is my next question: rivalry. Does this bring back the rivalry in the division between the Twins and the Sox?
I mean, it does help because now we don't know. We think Minnesota's a favorite, But now it's like, okay, we have the Indians, we have the White Sox. The White Sox are going to be more competitive. The bottom feeders will be the Royals and the Tigers. It should be a more competitive AL Central.
So the competitiveness brings out a better rivalry.
Not only better rivalry, more fans.
So the Cubs Sox is going to be intense this year.
Cubs Sox, in matter of fact, I just got a text message from Andrew Jones, who's on the ballot, who's coming for the Sox Cubs just to watch.
Just to hang out.
And drink. Yeah, because he's like, I want to go there in the summer and find time. He looked at the schedule. He's going to be here during the Cubs Sox, sitting in the stands, just because he thinks it's going to be exciting. So if it sold out before, now it's going to be more hype, more enthusiasm. Let's just hope that when the rivalry does happen, that there's a team.
Well, we love rivalries.
There's a team that's not like 12 games under 500.
Well, we love the rivalry because to us it's like reminds us of soccer, like El Clásico between Madrid and Barcelona. Madrid being the greatest team that ever existed.
It's exciting, and I know that for someone like Ozzie, who has to work like 120, 130 games, I'm sure that he would benefit if the Sox were better.
Of course.
Yes, because it's more fun to talk about.
We talk about it. People are into it.
Well, you're covering 100+ games this year for NBC.
130
minimum. Something like that.
Yeah, so you're going to know everything that's going on.
So you're doing La Vida, you're doing White Sox pre and post.
I do everything.
You're like a full media.
I love it.
And I think you're amazing at it, and we're lucky. But I'm saying though, for aspect, and yesterday we were in a conversation. Myself, I was in the conversation. It was Steve Stone, Ozzie, Benetti, Pachorik, a lot of years of broadcasting. By the way, I was also a big league broadcaster. But they're all talking, and they were talking about how hard it is to cover a team when they're not very competitive, especially if the other team they're playing against. So they were talking about like last year. There was a couple of times it was very hard, like a lot of doubleheaders versus teams that were in the bottom of the of the. So that's exciting from an organizational standpoint of seeing guys that are like, man, this team's going to be really cool and exciting to watch. And I also think that part of the excitement, and he mentioned it yesterday. Seeing guys like Moncada grow and Tim Anderson of what they're going to become, but then seeing guys that are completely new to Chicago like Mazzara and all the rookies that are coming up, you want to see what they're going to project.
Well, I don't want to say stay too high on the rookies.
Yeah.
That's the problem in Chicago when somebody's coming in. You gotta go to this, you gotta go to this, you gotta go to this. Let him play. I keep saying, let him play, let him do the stuff.
Did they let you play in '85? Or was the media? I mean, the media was. I mean, they did trade him for a Cy Young.
By the way, did you get a lot of media?
Did you get a lot of people like saying like, "Hey, we traded this guy for"?
No, not really. I don't remember.
How did Tony La Russa handle you? Because you were a top prospect.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize this. You were traded for the Cy Young pitcher, so it would have been like the Max Scherzer. We just traded Max Scherzer. You're coming in as a shortstop
for a AAA guy.
For a AAA guy, it's you, my godfather, Luis Salazar, but you're the main piece in that trade. You're coming from a team that actually had been in the playoffs in '83. And you're coming in the struggling in that '84 season a little bit. The Sox, '85, you're coming into the big league team. Okay, you're traded. Did Tony La Russa pull you aside and said, "Hey, kid, this is what we want you to do as a rookie. Don't worry about the hype." How did that conversation happen?
Play the game. Go and play the game. Don't worry about what people are going to say. They're going to compare you with Aparicio.
Of course.
They're going to compare you with Chico Carrasquillo.
Did you think about that as a young guy? Where you're
I just go and play my game.
Like a Neanderthal.
I'm just here playing.
I don't know why players now thinking what the people going to say, what the people going to do. I think you got to go there and play your game. I didn't even care who my coach was, who my manager was. I just worry about play the game to win games.
When you were playing, what was the first season that you like? The first city you went to, I was like, man, this is really cool.
Well, his first city was Milwaukee. Definitely wasn't there.
Well, when I played in the American League, every city was terrible.
It was like Detroit.
Now it's great. He played in the Central.
Kansas City,
the Indians, Kansas City, Minnesota. Just awful. When you were on the West Coast, you're like, it got better.
A little bit better. He grew up.
That's why I love Chicago.
I played AAA. It was Vegas, Hawaii, Tucson, Arizona.
It changed. It changed a lot.
This is the big league series.
Hey, our good friend Jason Phillips. Why are the Cubs not looking to spend money? Cut payroll when their revenues and profits go up every year.
Well, actually, they just started a new TV station and
revenue profits. I think he's saying, why don't they spend money on the field?
It's a luxury tax.
Cubs
no, guy. It's because it's a luxury tax.
$0.
No, if there was no luxury tax, they would overspend.
If I were to tell you 6 months ago, I said the White Sox are going to spend and JR are going to spend $250 million, and the Cubs are going to spend nothing.
I would have said yes because everyone does not realize. So a lot of people critique the contract and how it's set up. It's called a luxury tax. Once you get over that threshold, they're not telling you like you're not allowed to do it. You could do it, but you're paying for that going above the luxury tax. So the Cubs are trying to stay under it and be smart about like cutting the deficit before it goes over 100 million. And I think the White Sox have been a great, very smart, which I think is Rick Hahn's strong suit. Is
building contracts.
Building contracts.
Who wins more games?
Cubs or Sox?
Sox.
Cubs. They're both in the 80s.
I just said who wins more games. Don't justify it now. Cubs.
I think the Cubs.
I'm going with the Cubs as well. I think they got experience. I think Baez is playing for an extension. Chris Bryant have to have a big year. They're going to be under the radar, but I think that division isn't that great either.
No.
I think
the Osuna that we were going to talk about, signing with the Braves destroys the Cardinals.
Exactly. And I believe that the signing for the Twins, no idea how Josh Donaldson ends up in
one of the
Minnesota.
most underrated.
I know how.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
By the way, one of the most underrated players in Major League Baseball.
Absolutely.
Josh Donaldson. Analytically, numbers wise,
he can rake.
I think last year he did. I don't know.
And they extended. So basically, if you look at that lineup,
the whistle.
They're not going to win.
The whistle back.
They're not going to win.
Debo's whistle.
They told Debo, Debo, I know you're not out there watching. No whistle this year. Umpire told you in Toronto to shove it where the sun don't shine.
But that was Donaldson who got mad about it.
Yeah, because Donaldson said, "What the heck are you doing? Turn that whistle off." They told Debo. That was Darryl Boston's cheating scandal. It lasted about a week. But anyways, Josh Donaldson, I cannot believe to think that Minnesota can sign a marquee free agent like that. And they extended Cano. That lineup is the same. They won't win in the playoffs. But are they going to score runs? Oh, my Lord, are they going to score? That's why they don't need that pitching staff. They're going to score runs, and they're going to score runs in bunches.
Did you not think White Sox will do it?
The White Sox are going to score runs.
It's going to be a very offensive division.
Right, and don't forget this. They always forget about this guy.
Yeah, he's still there.
This guy's still in the Indians. They're still going to be good. They have
I think the team that pitches the best in that division wins it.
Right. So like our good friend Phil, can Donaldson pitch? No, he's not going to pitch, but I think you can pencil him in for 30.
By the way, Phil in the blank loves White Sox. His team Cuba.
35 and 120. We don't know what McConnell's going to give us. We don't know what Tim Anderson's going to give us. Their second baseman. Who is the Sox second baseman right now?
Larry Garcia.
And Mendick.
Who's that?
Exactly. He doesn't even know. He's at Sox Fest. He was answering calls yesterday for season openers.
No, but Larry's job to lose.
Yeah, how about these?
Well, I know Magic.
The White Sox.
Whose nickname is Magic?
Imago?
Ricky gave him a nickname. He just calls him Magic.
Who?
Tim Anderson?
Nick Madrigal.
Oh, I don't.
I'm
not worried. Okay.
He calls him Magic.
Can I say this something? I love Madrigal. Shake his hand, say hi. All the guys are
great kid.
Awesome kid, super nice. I'm only worried about the guys that are on the 25-man roster.
Right. Can Dylan
when they open up, I'm worried about Dylan. By the way, John Moncada, and I said it to his face yesterday.
Should be a model.
No, he's gorgeous, but he'll be in the top 10 MVP this year.
I think
really?
He's going to go off.
Wow. And we know what this guy's going to do.
Well, he's
30 and 100.
He's so great.
He's such a great guy. He's a professional.
But I think that team, the White Sox team, looked like a 1990 Cuban team.
Yeah, a lot.
You know speak Spanish in there? You know that White Sox.
So they got guys good. They got good guys like Cishek. I saw Cishek yesterday. So it's a good team. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be finally in Chicago. Two teams that are going to be fun to watch baseball-wise. It's going to be great for us covering them.
Our buddy David, did Hahn put a damper on optimism by saying they're done spending? No, I don't think so. I think that, they did what they did what they could. I think they love the fact that they didn't sign Manny.
By the way, but I love the fact though, and we were talking about this, and again, no hating on any other free agents, but there's a couple outfielders out there that were demanding a lot of money for multiple years that, in my opinion, needed a little bit longer to prove. So with guys like Mookie Betts being a free agent next year, you don't want to go and spend $300 million, $200 million on a right fielder when you have a guy like Mazzara, who is a very upscale guy.
I didn't even think about
that. Guy they don't sign Puig.
No, they didn't.
Why? I thought this team was the Cuban team.
No.
I think. By the way, we could talk about that next time. I'm surprised. I want to see where he's going to end up.
Yeah, and our good buddy Lou Manuel Rosario. Ozzie, what's your favorite place to go in NYC as a player? It used to be Portobello. It used to be was that Jimmy's Cafe?
Jimmy's Cafe
in the 80s. I don't think that's around anymore.
Portobello was taken.
Well, Portobello, that's Joe's clothing store.
Yeah. That guy is dying right now.
Beltrán's
Beltrán stuff.
No, so it's gonna be a good season. Let's just hope that the hype means
Make it
something.
easy for me,
right?
please.
Because I mean, Kopech, they already giving his hair to charity. I think the Sox are just one of the better teams to do that. I know Jr. is a big charity guy.
We're a huge charity team. When we win in the charity, I think that we're one of the top teams organization.
And the fest and all that stuff.
Christine does a really good job. Again, Ozzie will be at Sox Fest.
He's heading over there right now.
Right now. Being Guillén, another great show next week. We might have to film the show. We're gonna have to figure it out.
No, we gotta do it from
we're gonna do it from Puerto Rico.
From Puerto Rico.